All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Awesome. Take 2. Mark.
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. What's up? David, it's good to see you.
Thanks.
The last time I saw you, there were two things that were very different. A,
Yeah,
we were in Zootropolis.
that's true.
Not our usual, so it's good to be back.
Good to be back in the studio.
I love doing
studio audience.
I love doing a live show, but the studio here,
Yeah, nothing beats the studio audience.
I'm just right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the best.
Yeah,
And then the second thing that's different is back then,
yeah.
you were just a kid.
I mean, it's hard to relate to who I was back then.
Right.
With how old I am now.
Right.
Sometimes I look back and I'm like, who was that?
Right. Back then, it's so funny because back then you thought you knew everything.
Yeah.
You know,
on top of the world.
you had it all
So I
figured
thought.
out, all the answers.
Little did I know what the world had in store for me between then and now.
Yeah. And there's something different about me too.
Oh,
I'm a little more worldly.
because you were traveling.
I've been to Nashville now. Last time you saw me,
Yeah.
I was a regular guy that had never been to Nashville.
Never been to Nashville.
Right. And now I'm a regular guy that's been to Nashville.
How changed do you feel?
Yeah. Like you said, I can hardly relate
Yeah.
to the guy that I was.
How many cowboy boots and/or hats do you now own?
Well, I dodged the bullet. I successfully came home from Nashville with no boots and no hats.
Whoa.
My wife, not so much.
Is she gonna wear that? How often?
Not so much. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like when you're there, you always have to be looking down.
Right.
Because if you're not, you might just step right into a pair of boots.
Right. That's exactly right.
And you got to be looking around because people are
Right.
just chucking hats at you.
Right.
It's like the bottle game. You know, that
Right.
lands on your head, you win.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of games,
Yeah. Oh,
you started out our pregame meeting
I did.
with a card trick.
I did. I was like, do you want to see some cheap magic a 10-year-old could do? And you were like, do I?
That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
I was complaining to David that I was tired. Not tired, but just that I had
Been a long day.
I had been doing a lot of desk work.
Yeah.
Because we got a busy 8 weeks ahead of us with, or I don't know how many weeks, 6 weeks, I guess, with Thanksgiving and Christmas and the week after Christmas and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been really like in the minutia all day long, which saps me, you know.
Yeah.
So I came in and I was a little cross-eyed, and David said, "Let me lay this trick on you."
Yeah.
And let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my guy is a magician.
I got the skills that could probably not pay the bills, but but they're there.
Yeah. Well, back when you were a kid,
Yeah.
you couldn't have pulled a trick like this.
No.
There's no way.
It's kind of complex.
Right. Right. There's a lot going
There's a
on.
lot of sleight of hand.
Speaking of a lot going on,
Yeah, tell me about this going on.
we got a lot of news to cover.
We actually have some
We
news.
do have some news. Now, shall we start with a little quick review of the weekend at the box office?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we have not met since the Marvels opened,
No.
nor Hunger Games.
Or Hunger Games.
But the one that I want to put on, and so we'll talk about those because we're going to review both of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody who's listening to the show knows how those movies did, which was
Bad and good.
not great.
Yeah.
We knew the Marvels was going to be less than a Marvels movie.
Right.
Hunger Games, in my opinion, was just a little bit of a disappointment, but you know it's going to play well. I heard good things. People who saw it liked it. I guess we'll find out in a little while if that holds up. But what I wanted to comment on, the biggest surprise for me this weekend was, what's the director's name?
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
His new movie, Next Goal Wins, which we all loved the trailers, and we said we were really excited about. Nice family-friendly, rated PG movie.
Yeah.
Cool runnings on soccer, right? Isn't that kind of the shorthand we gave it? This movie bombed. I don't mean underperformed. I mean, terrible.
Yeah, I heard that it was like they almost pulled it for a digital release. Apparently, like but then since nothing was out, they decided to let it go.
Yeah.
But it was like they didn't have a lot of faith in it to begin with.
Which is so. What do you make of that? How could that be? Because you have a top-notch director.
Well, here's what I'm wondering.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I'm not saying that he's spent or done or can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if either A, he's overplayed, or he's gotten comfortable to the point where he's like not. I don't know a lot about this movie, but I don't know how much of it's like his brainchild. And I only say that because the last couple things he's done have gone from being like the thing to being quite the opposite of the thing.
Yeah.
And that can happen, if he's just like okay with doing whatever the studio wants because he can get the big paychecks now. That's one thing. Or maybe, he needs some time to recharge.
Yeah, I mean, listening to you talk makes me think that like almost like he was brought in to carry this thing, but it wasn't his baby. It wasn't his. There was no creative juices. There wasn't, any of the stuff that makes him great.
Now we could be totally wrong. This could have been his baby too.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that I do know that the only thing promoting it up until recently was him because he was the only one who could talk about it.
But are there stars in it? I don't remember who's in it, but
I think there's one or two.
I don't think there's any A-listers.
No, it's mostly
So to give you a little behind the scenes, a little how the business works. The business. I frequently talk about the studios, and on Mondays I negotiate with them for holdovers.
Yeah.
It's atypical that a studio would let you split a movie on the second week. Now, God forbid that movie was like, I don't know, Disney, which is the parent company of Searchlight, which has Next Goal Wins. Not only are they letting me split, but it's just one matinee in the prime evening.
Wow.
So that tells you because I sort of started, I sort of opened the negotiations with like, what are my options on this?
Yeah.
And I sort of said like, I'd like to final it, meaning come off of it, but I know that's not an option. So what can you give me? And yeah, I mean, and then I looked at some other people's schedules in the business for next week, and yeah, it's like one matinee, one evening. And so to your point about the studio didn't have confidence in it, for a studio to be that flexible on week number 2 tells you that this movie had real problems.
I mean, even if you look at the poster, it is a sad 90s looking poster.
Yeah.
I mean, it reeks of like no effort, and it does not make me want to see. Like, it doesn't pique my interest at all. Like, it's just a bunch of faces in a circle.
Okay, I don't want to spend the whole show talking about this title, but I just have one last comment.
But what if we talked about it some more?
Okay. But I do have one more time. One more comment.
All right.
I feel like a good portion of the blame should be laid at the feet of the marketing team.
Yeah.
Because this movie should have been a great Thanksgiving movie for you to take your 10-year-old niece or your 8-year-old grandson or your 12-year-old daughter. You know what I mean? Like some portion of family should have seen this and known that this was the great family option that we can all go watch. And it doesn't have to be great. Poster doesn't have to be inspiring, doesn't have to be creative or have a twist. Just a good, fun, straightforward, feel-good family movie. This, in my opinion, from the trailer, this had all the ingredients. But for it to fail as bad as it did, it's got to be marketing, in my opinion.
Well, I think we're going to have a theme there of marketing not doing a good job, but I don't know if that's a result of the strike or what.
Right.
But I think everything we're going to be talking about from that's out right now is suffering from a marketing.
Yeah. So speaking
disaster.
of the strike,
it
ends.
It finally ended. Yeah.
Walk us through it.
Well, here's the weird thing. I've been listening to like interviews with Fran Drescher and stuff. At NPR, I was listening to an interview with her. And she was getting into like the details, the interesting stuff. And I don't know if it's like, you wonder who owns who type of thing. But like they kept cutting her off when she would get into like the interesting things. And it was one of those weird interviews where like she started to really get into it. They're like, yeah, well, we're out of time. We'll talk to you later. It wasn't even like a full-blown explanation of what has been going on. I do know that they came to like an agreement on a big thing was residuals. Right. And I think she was explaining something like if 20% of the when a studio sells something to a streaming service, they have a reserve of that money that they have to put to the side. And then when 20% of the studio audience within the subscriber base, if 20% watches the show, then that money gets divvied out in a certain way as like a residuals. It's some sort of like formula like that. I don't quote those numbers, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
So, and then there was also a thing on protection from AI and the use of your image without proper permission and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, anyway, the strike is over. I think that, as we've said on this show a few times, like, the effects of the strike will be subtle and will play out over the next 12 to 18 months.
Yes. And it's not like it's over. I would say the first week that it was over, there was all of a sudden a big rush of things where all of a sudden, like, everything's back on. Yeah, but then it's like, oh wait, we don't really have anything to talk about because just because it's going doesn't mean all of a sudden there's news.
Did you notice how the morning, like the strike was over and the next morning, Disney announced like a slate of movies getting delayed?
Yeah.
You could just tell that, like, everybody heard that the strike was over officially at 12:01 a.m. And you just know, like, all the executives were in their office leading up to 12:01, ready to announce, like, here's what we're going to announce at 12:01.
Right. And because now that they're announcing it, it's not like you can hold the strike against them anymore because it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
Brutal. Okay.
So, but now lots of announcements, and one big announcement.
Ooh.
Huge. I know, especially for you.
Yeah.
Nintendo announced that in partnership with Sony Studios, they are going to be making a live-action Legend of Zelda movie. I know. At first, let me take you through the events what this happened. At first, they're like, they're making a Zelda movie, and everyone thought it was going to be an animated. And everyone got really excited.
Yeah.
That's what the rumors were, because that would be amazing. And then they're like, wait, we're going to do a live-action movie.
Even better.
And then we're partnering with Sony, and everyone was like, whoa, wait, what? And then they're like, and guess what? The guy who wrote The Maze Runner is doing it. Okay, that's... Okay. Like, I mean...
Meh.
I mean, not the best, but not the worst. Like, well, don't worry. It's being produced by Avi Arad. Oh. You mean the guy that makes really bad movies from video games. So, yeah. So yeah, this is not looking too good. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Nintendo. We hope that since they're funding so much of it, not everything that Avi Arad touches is horrible. Because I mean, technically he had a hand in Into the Spider-Verse and stuff, but that's more of a Pascal thing.
I love how you.
but you have to remember that Morbius is.
I love how you give people you don't like no credit.
Yeah. He doesn't deserve.
This guy's awful. I know that he made my favorite movie ever of all time, but other than that, he was barely involved.
I'm just saying, you look at this guy's track record. It's not so great.
All right. Well, I hear you, and as I frequently say, let's see the trailer.
Yeah.
Let's see some photos from the set. Let's see who stars. Let's see how this comes together.
How many characters are going to be played by Chris Pratt?
Right. Well, you mean besides Garfield?
Yeah.
Right.
But in Legends of Zelda.
Oh, in the Legends of Zelda.
Yeah, is Zelda going to be played by Chris Pratt?
Yes. And will Garfield also be in Zelda?
Yeah, most definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Avi. Dude.
Live action, man. Weren't you listening?
I got some more news for you. This is interesting.
I don't know where you found this.
Variety,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
DVD and Blu-rays have been making a comeback.
Okay.
People have been buying them more, and I'm not saying that they're making they're putting them back in the stores as much as they were, but sales are going up, and they're saying it's a result of loss in faith in streaming services because the stuff is constantly moving around. So we're not talking like every movie is selling like hotcakes,
Right.
but like series and the standards, the things that people like to watch over and over and over again are starting to pick up in sales because people want to watch it and they don't want to have to search.
And the sound.
Yeah,
The sound is a lot better on a DVD or a Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what I did.
Yeah,
Because I'm always like, I got this kind of timing.
yeah. What'd you do?
David, ask me what the secret to comedy is.
What is the
Timing.
Oh. You did it.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it. Here's what I did with my classic timing. I recently, as in a week or two ago, took a large cardboard box that was filled with dozens upon dozens of DVDs to Goodwill.
Oh. To Goodwill.
To Goodwill. And now what you're telling me is I could have sold them.
Yeah, I mean, you could have taken them to Complete Box.
Oh, I should have done that.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that because I thought they were all games.
No, they do sell. I mean, they don't have a large selection, but they do. I don't know how much they would have trade-in valued it for, but.
I would have given it to him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I would have said, hey, my man,
They do sell them.
CIB, what's up?
I've been like, holla!
What's the guy's name?
Spencer?
Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our man.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got for me?
That was fun. I broke this news to you, did I not? Or had you heard it before I
I think I
texted?
might have heard. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So Dune, which was supposed to, back when you were a kid,
Right.
the plan was we were going to see Dune 2
Right.
in November of 2023.
Yeah.
It has since been moved to the middle of March, in the middle of
March. Yeah. You would not believe. So we talked about how my birthday just passed.
Right.
Last year we watched Dune for my birthday.
Right.
The amount of people complaining to me at my birthday, I really was hoping we'd be watching Dune 2. Why aren't we watching Dune? I was like, I don't.
Yeah, David.
Like, I don't have control over that. I also want to be watching Dune.
Right.
I don't know what you're expecting here.
I thought you knew Penn.
Yeah, come on. Aren't you connected?
Right. Well, anyway, Penn Cinema unilaterally made the decision to push Dune 2
To middle of March.
to middle of March.
Yeah.
But recently, we got some good news.
Oh, what's that?
2 weeks sooner. So it's early March. Was it March 1, I think? Yeah. So Dune 2 was originally in November to March, now back to March 1st.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
The response that I got from one David Moulton, I texted David I think a link to the Variety headline.
Yeah.
And his response back to me was 2 glorious weeks.
Yeah. Imagine what I would have been doing during those 2 weeks.
You would have been fretting,
been like,
worrying,
dude,
wondering.
When? 2 weeks?
Right.
How?
Tick, 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 tick,
Come
tick,
on.
tick, tick, tick,
What's
tick,
going
tick,
on?
tick, tick, tick. Yeah.
I don't got that kind of time.
No, nobody does.
Beginning of March or bust. That's what I always
Right.
say. I'm always saying that.
All right. Another big piece of news, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? He was recently announced to be rumored or confirmed
talks.
in talks to star as Mr. Fantastic.
I love it, and I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Like, so I don't want to say hate, but in one part of me is like, oh, I mean, gotta love Pedro.
Sure. Who
And
doesn't?
I never thought of him for this role, but he'll be great. But then I also think, is he a little too big for it? Like, is it going to be hard to get him?
I don't think he's too big for it.
No.
No.
The other thing is, I'll be honest. I don't think that it's actually going to happen. But for whatever reason, John Krasinski, he played Mr. Fantastic
Yeah.
in the one movie.
Yeah.
He just he just feels like
He would
Mr.
be
Fantastic.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, it's hard to go against that, but
So did somebody leak the Pedro Pascal news in order to put pressure on Krasinski? Like to say, hey, listen, you're not the only guy we're talking to.
I don't think Krasinski wants to do it.
Gotcha.
I think that's what I had heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's still a talks thing. And one of the things I was reading was that one of the issues is whether or not he's too busy to do it.
That I would believe.
Yeah.
I don't
when
think he's
I say too big, that's what I mean. He's too busy. He's doing too many things.
Yeah.
But he's amazing. And I think that he'd be great as Mr. Fantastic.
When is that? Do we know when that movie is, even roughly, or no?
But we do know that I think Vanessa Kirby is set to be
Mrs. Fantastic?
the Invisible Woman.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right. Sue
Wee!
Sue Richards. Sue Richards. What's this here?
Okay. This is hot off the presses. This was just this
It's
afternoon.
steaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
A new Jason Bourne movie
Say what?
is in the works at Universal with Edward Berger, who I'm sure you remember directed. Remember in 2022, one of our favorite movies of the year was All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie was incredible. Anyway, that movie, I would not have remembered this, but I was reminded by this article that movie, All Quiet on the Western Front, was directed by Edward Berger. And he is now in talks to direct, and here's the key, direct and oversee development for the new Jason Bourne movie.
Really?
I like that because that tells me, like, we were talking earlier about what's his face? Like, Taiki Waititi. That tells me that, like, this guy, Mr. Berger, is all in. You know what I mean? Like, direct and oversee development. Like, he's all in. He's committed. So I was really excited to read this until I got to the last little detail, which says, oh, no, there's no script
Yeah.
yet.
I don't like the Bourne movies.
I love the Bourne.
I know I'm in a minority, and by
Yeah.
that I mean it's just me.
Right? A minority of one.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, it's not like I can. I'm not going to tell you they're bad. I just don't like them. Like, they just don't entertain me.
I love the Jason Bourne movies. I loved when Jeremy Renner moved into the role. I look forward to seeing if it's going to be him or somebody else.
The best thing about the Jason Bourne movies is when you see a clip online of someone doing something really stupid, and then it clips to the clip from the movie where the guy goes, "My God, it's Jason Bourne." That's my favorite part.
You know what I never told you?
What's that?
Actually, I didn't tell you this because I haven't seen you.
What?
Just a minute ago when we said there's no script yet, I recently had a pretty fancy speaking engagement.
You?
Yeah, I did. I was invited, requested to attend. Now, I don't know. Is this bragging? Is this weird that I'm like putting this out there in front of everybody? You know,
No, it's just
but
me.
It's just you.
No one else is here.
I was requested. My attendance was invited.
Whoa. Mandatory? Suggested.
Yeah, suggested.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just trying to make this a big deal, but I was invited to present
At the dinner table.
at the Akron Elementary second grade class career day.
Career day?
Yes, career day at the Akron L second graders, featuring yours truly.
Whoa.
What's up? And so what I learned while I was hanging out with a bunch of 7-year-olds is they had sheets of paper all over the wall of the room.
Yeah.
And at the top of the paper in big font, it said the power of yet. And then the sentence below it said, I cannot blank, but I will, or I cannot blank yet, but with practice, I will learn how, or something like that. And so then each kid had to fill in the blank. And this one kid wrote, I cannot tie my shoes yet, but in time I will learn how.
And you were like, same.
Well, what's funny about it, this is why I'm such a jerk. The freaking kid doesn't know how to spell shoes either. Like he can't tie his shoes and he can't spell shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Buddy, let's start right there. SHUSES?
Oh.
Shoeses?
SHEWs?
Right. I was like, hey, I'm waving the teacher down. I'm going, hey, listen, not for nothing.
I can do both.
I can do both. Do you remember When you learned how to tie your shoe?
I don't.
I do. And I'll tell you why. I have a very specific memory. My parents were out of town for the weekend.
Already, this is the most ridiculous story. I remember how I learned how to tie my shoes because my parents were out of the town.
Here's what happened.
The burglar broke in,
Right.
and he's like, "I'm taking everything unless you can tie those shoes."
And then I tied them around his neck and choked him out.
Cops came
Bastard.
and saved the day.
My parents were out of town,
Yeah.
and their friend, their adult friend, who was a little younger than them, who does not have children. That's an important detail. His name's Jeffrey J. Fox.
Michael's brother.
Right. One of the coolest dudes you would ever have the good fortune of meeting.
Totally.
Right? World-class photographer, traveled the world, taking photos, killer guy, amazing guy.
Championship shoe tire.
Well, see, that's where we get into it. Did I mention he never had kids?
Yeah.
No children.
Okay.
But somehow he's stuck watching me and my brother for the weekend.
Because he has no kids.
I don't
nothing to do.
I don't know how that worked.
Okay.
But somehow he got stuck with me and my brother. We're walking up Park Place.
My friends have never asked me to watch their kids like that. And they hopefully never will.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're walking up the street and I'm like, Jeff, you tie my shoe? And he's like, no. And I'm like, Jeff, tie my shoe. Jeff, tie my shoe. Jeff, tie. And I'm like an annoying little kid.
Yeah.
And he got sick of having to tie my shoe all the time.
Yeah.
So right there in the middle of the street, we stopped and he taught me how to tie my shoe.
He said, if you ever untie your shoe again, your parents aren't coming back.
Right. If you ever want to see your parents again, you better quit the bitching.
To learn to tie your shoes.
Quit your crying.
This could be it, Sonny.
No more yoo-hoo for you, buddy boy. Stupid kids.
Wow.
So anyway, the kids up at Akron don't know how to tie their shoes or spell shoes.
What a group of kids.
So the first thing I did when my presentation started,
It's like, you guys basically have a job at the theater.
spelling is optional.
Shoe tying, not so much.
Right. Well, just get you some Velcro kicks and be done with it.
All right, Michael B. Jordan.
Hoorah.
He's set to direct Creed 4,
Yes.
but there's no Stallone on the horizon.
Am I late to this detail? Are you aware of this dynamic?
Stallone stepped away the last one. So
Yeah, not only did he step away, but he stepped away and then had comments about how it went.
Yeah, because it had to do with the rights or something. I know we talked about it during the time, but I can't quite remember. I think that he didn't want something or something like that, and they were just like, whatever, we'll do it without you.
Yeah, he didn't like the direction Creed 3 went.
Yeah.
And they did the movie without him, and now they're getting ready to do Creed 4, and they're going to do it without him again.
Creed 3 was fantastic,
Yes,
by the way.
it was amazing. So what's up?
Yeah. All right, last bit of news. What do you got?
Speaking of sequels, The Blackening 2 and Dungeons & Dragons 2 are both being rumored, whatever.
Yeah, I saw an article on Gizmodo today that just said, "Make Dungeons and Dragons 2, you cowards." that was
You bastards.
Yeah, it was like, okay.
All right, that's it.
All right, that's all the news fit to print. Oh, remember when we tried
Nailed
to
it.
coax the whole room
Yes.
of our quote-unquote fan?
Can I just say that was disappointing?
And no one did it.
How did they not do it? I remember we had a little lesson. I showed them all, like, you do something up here with your hand.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the climax,
Yeah, you would have thought
Yeah.
that there had been like at least one person that was like, I'm here, I
Yeah.
might as well have a good time about it, but instead blank stares.
yeah.
All right, let's get into trailers. This week, we definitely have trailers.
Do you have a trailer of the week?
I only have a trailer of the week out of forced necessity to choose
Yes,
one.
agreed.
Yeah. I don't want to say they're bad. I just, none of them spoke to me.
There's a movie that I'm super excited for, but the trailer did 0 for me. Okay. Let's just start at the top.
Yeah. Garfield.
Here's my problem with Garfield.
Yeah.
They lost me very early in the trailer. Are you familiar? I know that you are, but I'm just saying rhetorically speaking. Are you familiar with continuity errors? Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm drinking a glass of water and the camera goes to the other guy, and when it comes back to me, the glass has magically refilled.
Right.
Something like that. How do you have continuity errors in animation?
This could be editing errors.
So John, Garfield's owner, is sitting there eating a piece of pie, eating a piece of pizza pie. He has the pie on the table is missing the piece that he has in his hand, which he has taken a full bite out of. In the next picture, the next sequence, the piece of pizza is back in the pie with no bite taken. And then when Garfield appears and starts eating the pizza, there's a full pizza back.
Yeah.
It's almost like the whole thing happened in reverse.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know.
That bugs me.
I get that. I didn't like how they made Garfield seem like this down on its out.
Right.
I'm like, Garfield's supposed to be like pompous.
Cocky.
Yeah. Like, this kitten on the street.
Yeah.
Origin. And man, Chris Pratt does not fit Garfield.
I want more. I'm nervous about this. I'm not excited about this, but I feel like
it could be an okay kid movie.
It could be saved, but I did not like the trailer. I completely agree with you. I did not like the big-eyed kitten origin story.
Yeah.
Like, that was out of place. It should have had him mailing Obi to Abu Dhabi.
Right. Or the rest of the stuff in it when he's Garfield.
Yeah, right.
Felt Garfield enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hit us. What we got here?
I am sorry to say that this is my trailer of the week, reluctantly.
Yeah, okay.
We're talking about, the first movie we were talking about was called Garfield.
Right.
About a orange cat.
Right. If you don't know about Garfield.
Yeah, Garfield is a comic.
Right.
Back when we were kids.
Right.
Now it's a movie starring Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Pratt. Pat. Maybe I can help with the pan thing. The next movie we were talking about is Inside Out 2, the much anticipated sequel to one of our favorite movies called Inside Out.
I've never seen it.
Well, I've seen it and I loved it. I thought we saw it.
I've never seen it.
Okay. Well, it's amazing. It's a Pixar. It's in the category like most Pixar movies. Like, it's a home run Pixar. It's not one of these like shitty throwaway Pixar movies. And the big premise is that the girl who the emotions are based on is turning into her teenage years.
Yeah.
And she is introduced to a new emotion which wreaks havoc on all the other emotions.
I think several new emotions.
And then, several. But the star of the new emotions is anxiety.
Right.
Right. And
I think the joke is hormones come in and rebuild her brain.
Trash the whole place.
Yeah. And rebuild it. Yeah.
I remain really excited for this movie, which is why I gave it my trailer of the week. But the trailer itself was like, meh.
This movie will do well. That's all I can really say about it. It doesn't interest me at all, but it's gonna do. The first movie was such a big hit. This movie's gonna do well.
We're lucky to have you.
Well,
that kind of cutting edge insight.
Look, it's not easy being a pompous ass. Sometimes you got to work at it.
Just ask Garfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire is a sequel to a sequel.
Okay.
Of a series of sequels.
Right.
That I don't know. I don't care about Ghostbusters.
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
I think this is my trailer week.
Is it?
Yeah.
I watched it and I thought, why?
You know why it's my trailer week? Because there's a lot of subtle things in there. Patton Oswalt's in there. What's his face? Dan Aykroyd is like subtly, quietly in there.
Yeah.
The kid from Stranger Things that stars, he's in there. There's a lot of good stuff.
I feel like maybe if this would have been the last one, because there's a lot of complaints of the last one basically just being a retread of a previous story.
Yeah.
And this feels like more of an original Ghostbusters story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it could surprise us.
That's what I'm saying.
My downplay isn't necessarily that the trailer's bad as much as Ghostbusters, like Jason Bourne, is just not my thing. So.
Okay.
The next is my trailer of the week.
Okay.
That's Mean Girls.
Yeah. Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. It's a reimagining of Mean Girls and you wouldn't get this from the trailer, but it's a musical.
This one's a musical.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, the actors and actresses in it, they're all good. Tina Fey is great. The original property is good. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. Like, what makes it different? Why, I would have thought that Mean Girls wasn't old enough to need a remake, but
you know what? This comes out in January, which I think is a great time for it. It's really not a competitive frame.
Right.
It's a perfect time. What gives me hope about this trailer is the marketing that I've gotten from it from Paramount is just really funny. I think they've really taken, and I can't remember any good examples off the top of my head, but they've really taken the sassy, could give a damn attitude, from the movie and applied it to the marketing. And I think it's going to be fun to market. I mean, the other thing is like the trailer will run on everything this Christmas. It'll be on Color Purple. It'll be on, probably won't be on Wish. But, of course, Hunger Games, a lot of the bigger movies will have this trailer on it, and hopefully that'll help drive some people to it. But, I think this is going to be a good movie. I'm looking forward to seeing it. The trailer was like whatever.
Yeah, I will say it was a whatever. I only chose this because I was like, wow, I got to pick something.
We are now at the top, the pinnacle of this week's trailers. Would you or would you not agree? It's all downhill from here.
Oh my God, it's all downhill from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take us away.
Next one is we have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom trailer 2. Man, this movie looks more and more like a mess to me. Do you remember when this movie was originally supposed to be a scary movie?
I can't keep track of what this movie has and has not been supposed to be.
Yeah, and now it
was going to be a comedy. It was going to be scary. It was going to be a superhero movie. Blah, blah, blah.
And the trailer doesn't seem to figure it out either.
The trailer has no clue.
Yeah, it's got elements of things that I would think would be too scary for too young of an audience.
Right.
But then the comedy is definitely for the younger audience. I don't know. It just looks.
Well, here's the deal.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little business. This Christmas, we are going to have Trolls and Wish and Aquaman.
Yeah, and Color Purple.
And Color Purple. Those are your big four. None of those, except for Wish and Trolls maybe, will get 2 screens. Everything's going to have everything on Christmas Day. When you come here on Christmas Day, every movie's going to have 1 screen.
Oh, okay.
There will be extra matinees of Migration, of Wish, the kids' movies.
Yeah.
But
none of them are big enough to warrant.
None of them are big enough to be on 2 or 3 screens. Color Purple will have some extra shows. Aquaman might have some extra shows, but none of them are going to be 2 screens.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And you have Iron Claw, Boys in the Boat, and Ferrari.
All at the same time.
All opening on Christmas Day.
Oh
I'm sorry,
God.
Iron Claw is a couple days before then. But yeah, it's going to be wild. The Christmas Day slate is going to be almost all new movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, and then the next movie that we have, so that was Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. The next trailer we have is called Madame Web.
Yeah.
Madame Web, starring one Dakota Johnson. Sure, there are other people in it we should know, but Dakota is the only one that I recognized.
Would you like me to explain this movie to you?
I would love. I was going to ask you. It looks like a female Spider-Man Venom type of thing.
It is. They're calling it the next phase of the Spider-Verse movie thing. SPUM, I think it's called. Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel movies. Anyway, this is the next part of the SPUM, and it's Madame Web, but there's going to be Peter Parker's parents are going to be in it. She kind of can see the web of destiny, and then she's protecting a bunch of girls who have the potential to become Spider-Women. And I don't know if they become Spider-Women.
Spider-Women?
Yeah, they're Spider-Women. So I don't know if they become Spider-Women in this universe or if that's just flashes of them from another universe. And I think we have a red herring for the villain where they say is Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's not typically a villain, what he is a guy who comes and explains spider lore to Spider-Man, but it looks like he might do that to her.
So she thinks he's a bad guy in the trailer.
Yeah,
but then in the movie, we're going to find out he's trying to be helpful.
Yeah, and that the real villain is in the comics. The real villain is this character called Morlun, who is like a vampire. So the whole idea is that Ezekiel shows up and he says, Spider-Man, you thought you got your powers from a radioactive spider, but really you're what they call a spider totem, and there's this mystical like spider god that appoints people to have its powers, and you're this universe's version of that. Every world, like there are several spider totems, and it's just that the spider bit you and activated your totem abilities, and now there's these vampire creatures that eat totems, suck the life out of them. And so
that's the villain.
That's the real villain who's
Yeah.
coming for the spider girls.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
best movie ever. Yeah,
Last and least, we have Fast Charlie, starring Pierce Brosnan in this clearly made-for-TV movie
yeah.
from Vertical Entertainment.
It's like, what if James Bond but bad,
Right.
but also Liam Neeson?
Right.
And it starts off, you're like, oh, he seems like he's kind of cool. But then it keeps going. And by the end of the trailer, you're like, I'm already tired of him
Right.
being this guy.
And I've only been watching the trailer for 40 seconds.
Right, yeah.
I may have been doing other stuff while I was playing.
Garfield, Inside Out 2, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Mean Girls, Aquaman, and The Lost Kingdom, Madam Web, and Fast Charlie. Those were our trailers this week.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Let's move on to our movie reviews. Now, let's start with the Marvels, because we've both seen the Marvels, right?
Yes, correct.
And I'm the one who's seen Hunger Games.
Yes.
All right. What did you think of the Marvels?
The Marvelous Mrs. Marvels?
Yeah, the Marvelous Mrs. Marvels.
Yes, it was amazing.
Now, you watched Miss Marvel, right?
I did. And I loved it.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I think that this movie's great.
I do too.
It was a surprise
Yep.
because I thought it might not be so good. The reviews going into it, I try not to read, but the buzz was not so positive.
Yeah. I mean, this is another example of where, this is why you don't listen to movie critics.
Yeah,
This is
except
why,
for us.
Right.
Yeah,
This is why that they don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. Whatever. This movie, I understand the big picture of things, which is that this movie disappointed at the box office.
yeah,
But it was a fun movie. The guy I watched it with and I had a great time. Thought it was super fun, and I've been hearing good things from people coming out of it.
that's what I can't emphasize enough. This movie is just fun.
Yeah.
There's problems with the fill-in. There's problems with the plot.
Yeah.
But the movie is fun. Like, it's easy. It's just easy breezy. Like, because it's so short, it's not deep. Things don't make sense.
I loved that it was short.
Yeah, but it was just right. Like, it was I like the things that they did with some of the characters. Like, they made Miss Marvel could have been like Tony Stark with Spider-Man, looking up to him and being all like cocky and everything. But she wasn't. She was, she acted different. Like, she was more like surprised, like, oh, wait, people look up to me. Like, I didn't realize that type of thing. And the comedy was great. And Miss Marvel, Aman Vellani, is a gem.
Yeah.
Like, people, like, that's definitely, she's going to go places even outside of Marvel.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's just fun. One thing it doesn't do is have anything to do with Secret Invasion, which is something that they kept saying you had to see before Miss Marvel. But no.
No.
Yeah, it made no sense at all. It's like that show didn't exist.
What do you make of the stinger?
Oh, man, that's one of the best stingers we have had since, like, Thanos level stuff.
Yeah.
For a Marvel fan, because Beast, and he's voiced by Kelsey Grammer, but he's animated to look. It's not Kelsey Grammer in makeup, so it's not the X-Men universe from the Fox, but he's animated like the 90s animation and Beast, and he looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And
so is he going to get his own movie?
well,
Or is this a sequel for Marvels too?
Well, they're in the they're building up to Secret Invasion, or not Secret Invasion, Secret Wars, which is when like a bunch of the universes cross over and like a big thing and then melt together.
Okay.
But in that universe, the X-Men exists is basically all that it's saying, because they're in the X-Mansion. You can see the door,
Right.
and the other part about the Stinger is that because they say it earlier on, Captain Marvel's like, you should have been the one that this happened to her friend.
Right.
And in this reality, it did happen to her friend.
Yeah.
And which people are saying they're wondering if Carol Danvers is the oddity, because now we've seen two alternate realities, and in both alternate realities, Rambeau's been Captain Marvel and not Brie Larson.
That's pretty cool. I think this movie's going to. I have it over Thanksgiving weekend in a large theater.
Okay.
I think it's going to, even though the critics are poo-pooing it, and even though it didn't do, the business that the headlines expected, I think it's a notable franchise that people will look for. It's a known brand.
Yeah. Now, not only did it underperform, but the big news is it had the biggest second week drop off in comic book history.
The sophomore frame.
Worse even than Morbius at 79%. Morbius was 74. So that's like.
What do you attribute that to? Because I have an answer.
Morbius is considered one of the worst comic book movies of all time.
Yeah.
I think it's marketing and those initial bad reviews. I don't know. And I think it's all female led. I think that's a problem too.
Well,
it's not a problem, but I think that's a marketing.
No, right. I
issue.
think. Well, what I was going to say, which speaks to the female audience, is the second week of Marvels was Hunger Games.
Oh yeah.
Which is the exact same market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say best movie ever. Best movie I've ever seen.
Definitely best movie ever.
Yeah. But moving on to the Hunger Games.
Speaking of.
Yeah. Ballad of
Songbirds and Snakes.
Songbirds and Snakes. That's a hard subtitle.
ES&S is what we call it.
ES&S. Delightful. I mean, not delightful as in like it was super happy, but a real surprise good time. Like I did not expect to like this as much. I thought I was going to see it like, well, that was a movie that like fits in the franchise. I think I like it better than the last one. It's one of those things where I don't think you can watch it without it knowing what the Hunger Games are, but you wouldn't have to have seen all of them to watch, because it takes place 60 years before.
You have to understand the basic premise of the franchise, but you don't have to remember all the storylines.
Yeah, you don't have to know anything other than what the Hunger Games are, because it doesn't explain that. It assumes that you know what the Hunger Games are,
right,
and that they've been established, and then it's like, but it's really interesting to like see. So this movie takes place during the 10th Hunger Games, and we have watched in the other movies was the 74th and 75th Hunger Games, so 65 years apart.
Yeah,
and it's like at the 10th Hunger Games, it's kind of exploring like why the Hunger Games became that, and why the main villain became a villain, and like how he rose, he got into that power. President Snow. But the interesting thing is that like at the 10th annual Hunger Games, they just threw them in a pit. And it was like everyone sat like a coliseum, like everyone just sat around and watched them. Yeah, it wasn't as an elaborate,
interesting
type of thing. And so, if you like lore and that kind of stuff, but also it had some really interesting like twists and turns that you didn't see coming, and you find yourself like rooting for the guy, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, like he starts doing things, and you're like, oh yeah, wait, he's not a good guy. He's the bad guy. Yeah. He is a bad guy. Yeah, and this is how he became badder. Yeah. So, I mean, if you like the Hunger Games, I definitely recommend that you check this movie out. And yeah.
Best movie I've
ever seen.
Wow.
So next week, Napoleon?
Next week, Napoleon, one of my most anticipated movies. But the interesting thing about next week is there's a lot of movies to choose from.
So many.
I also want to see Saltburn.
That's got a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in Theater 1. I'm wondering if it should have been in a bigger theater. But
They're saying that, like, everyone's going to see Napoleon, but everyone's going to be talking about Saltburn.
Interesting.
That's what I heard. So.
Well, they can go ahead and start buying tickets for Napoleon anytime. The pre-sales are soft.
Oh, really?
But I think that's an audience that isn't doing pre-sales.
I think that's the audience that says, Uncle Tom's been in the house with us for
Right.
almost 48 hours.
Right.
Let's go to the movies.
Let's see. Yeah. What's the longest movie playing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Oppenheimer when we need it?
Exactly.
Is take 2 for Killers of the Flower Moon, please?
Exactly. Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting about Napoleon is the IMAX pre-sales are dramatically stronger than the regular.
Really?
Yeah, which is interesting because there's definitely an audience of people who's like, hey, I'm psyched to see this movie, and I want to see the big blowout war scenes, the battle scenes in IMAX.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
You ready to move on to listeners' notes, questions, comments, answers, and so forth and so on?
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay, well, let's start off with the big one.
It's the final countdown. The final countdown.
Just when you thought it was almost over.
I was trying to do a dance move counting to 10,
But
there's way more than 10
there's-
beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
there's a lot to go over here because we have 2 weeks, but they kind of flow into each other. I'm going to let you take the lead.
Okay. First, this is, of course, from our friend Top 10 Sarah, who had a great time at the Red Rose Film Festival. She attended one of the blocks of films and thoroughly enjoyed the movies that she saw.
Yeah, she said she liked the real quick format.
And like us, she's much more of a mainstream commercial moviegoer. She enjoyed or appreciated is the word she used for the Q&A sessions with the directors. So I think that I'm sure you guys know as well, but now I have been enlightened. Maybe Penn or David can enlighten more of us, explaining why the films are so short and the purpose of these festivals. So the films are short because everybody, almost by definition, who's submitting a film to these film festivals is doing so on a independent film budget.
Yeah.
And it costs money to make movies, and it literally costs more money to make longer movies.
Yeah.
So the bigger there's a tipping point. It doesn't cost more money to make it 25 minutes versus 30 minutes, but it makes dramatically more money it costs more than twice to make a 60-minute movie than a 30-minute movie or a 90-minute movie, that type of thing. So the reason why they're so short, a big part of it is because of the budgets. The purpose of the film festivals, the reason why the film festivals exist is to give a platform for these smaller movies that don't have a budget to go out and market themselves.
Right.
Now, the Red Rose Film Festival, nobody's making their career based on an award they got at the Red Rose Film Festival, but it adds up. It's another sort of notch in their belt, so to speak. And what they're hoping to do is find a distributor who, well, they're either trying to find a distributor for this particular film that they just played at the Red Rose Film Festival, or they're trying to put together enough of a resume that they can put together, find an investor and make a budget and make a proper full-length movie, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Now, the bigger film festivals like Sundance or Cannes that you hear about in the news, what they're doing there is they're taking a smaller independent movie. So, for example, a movie that played at the Red Rose Film Festival might have had a budget from anywhere from $500 to $10,000. Maybe some of them spent $100,000 on them. A movie at Sundance, the budget was probably between $1 million and $10 million, or less. So the movies that are going to Sundance or Tribeca or some of the larger film festivals, they are hoping to sell the rights to distribution for that movie. So we made this movie and we want it to go to movies around the world, movie theaters around the world. We need to find a distributor. We're going to sell it to the distributor. So a perfect example right now in Lancaster is a movie called Brave the Dark, which is a between $3 and $5 million budget movie. They're currently in the film festival circuit really working hard to find a good distribution deal.
Right.
So that's what's going on at the festivals. It was great to see you, Sarah. Thank you for coming out. It's also good that everyone's favorite sister is catching up on the podcast, because as soon as she hears Penn call Wish the Wish, she will have some words for him. She might tell him that the Wish is a ship and Wish is a movie. But I think Penn will be safe for a few weeks, because Jen and I will be on the Wish next week on a cruise. On the Wish, we will be watching The Marvels. That is a movie and not a ship.
Whoa.
Did you get the email from them?
I did.
Yeah, with the pictures of them on the ship?
I did. That's the next part we got here. So then fast forward a week, and they had a little bit of an update on some of the stuff they saw, which is really interesting. Also, if we call that movie The Wish, I think we will not hear the end of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jen and I just got back from our cruise on The Wish, and we actually watched a 15-minute preview of Wish. You know where else there's a funny difference between using the word the and not using the word the?
What's that?
On Facebook. If you search for the Penn Cinema Podcast, you'll find us. But if you search for Penn Cinema Podcast,
It doesn't come up?
It's the wrong one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can tell because it's like a funky logo. It's not like the right thing.
Some crazy people.
Yeah. Well, no, it was us before we got organized.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, so they saw a 15-minute preview of Wish. We both enjoyed it and are excited to see it come out. The animation is amazing. And the fact that they could get Aisha's braids to look the way they do must have been some kind of technological breakthrough. We also saw The Marvels and loved it. Jen more than me. I think we both... Oh, we forgot to talk about this scene. This was so funny. Jen and I... We both thought the Flurkin scene set to Memory was hysterical. Did you get that reference? Do you know what that song Memory is from the Broadway show Cats?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
The rest of the movie was well done, with Miss Marvel stealing the show, obviously. It will be fun to see where they take the series from here. We haven't been able to listen to the podcast yet, Le Gasp, so we haven't heard your opinion. It was fun to see on the ship because the theater was full of hardcore Disney files. So, of course, there were a few moments of applause during the movie and a pretty long applause at the end.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like post Endgame, that hasn't happened for Marvel movies in a long time for me, where the audience is like super involved.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But
I haven't heard that since Endgame.
Yeah, but Endgame, oh my God, it was so amazing.
No, you know where I heard it?
Where's that?
Taylor Swift.
Oh.
I mean, they were into it, remember?
Yeah.
We also heard from Soap on a Rope.
What's up?
She wrote in. She was also at the podcast, the live podcast.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I missed her.
Yeah, she was there, and she was at the Red Rose Film Festival taking in some independent films.
Nice.
Yep. She's good like that. She just wanted to say she had such a blast with the Marvels, and I hope a lot of people get out to see it. Watching Kamala, Carol, and Monica all get to know each other was so fun, and I'd love to see the three of them together in the MCU again. Plot-wise, it's pretty boilerplate superhero movie. It's a pretty boilerplate superhero movie, but the characters are so solid, and the chemistry between them makes it worth a watch.
Yeah.
The humor is fun, the action sequences are creative, and we get a handful of really exciting cameos. All in all, I'd recommend this to anyone looking for a good time at the movies.
That's so. All right, look.
So, just
we got our opinions backed up
that's it.
by the big hits.
Yeah.
Top 10 Sarah, everyone's favorite sister, Soap on a Rope.
Yep.
They were all like, the Marvels is good. Don't take our word for it. Talk to Penn and David.
You could almost say, it's marvelous.
I don't know why you reminded me of Danny DeVito when you did that. But look,
Was it the hands in the air?
it might have been. Those are some letters for some great people. And if you want to be a part of the show, best way to do that, you can send us an email, podcast@penncinema.com.
You know, hang on a sec.
Oh,
We forgot one.
did we forget one?
Yeah. I believe that Pop-Up Peter wrote in.
Oh, Papa Peter did write in.
Yes.
Right.
How did we miss that?
I don't know. Papa Peter.
We need a sound. What would the sound effect for Pop-Up Peter be?
Pop.
Pop, pop. I don't know. All right.
He did write in. I don't remember seeing it when I looked today.
I even wrote him, texted him or called him on the phone and told him I can't wait to talk about his letter on the show.
We'll have to catch it next week.
We'll catch it next week.
Yeah. All right. So what are you doing outside of the wonderful wide world of the theater.
What are you reading? What are you watching?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I have some, or as I like to say, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing with your life? Come on, get on with it.
What movie is this from? Your life is going down the toilet.
Man, I don't know.
Moonstruck.
You know, I almost just said Moonstruck just to be like, it's probably from Moonstruck.
Just to be funny.
Yeah.
As we mentioned at the top of the show,
The beginning of this one?
I am now a guy who's been to Nashville.
Oh.
Or as they call it, Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas.
Yeah. Now let me tell you what I thought about Nash Vegas. Amy was there for her work.
Yeah.
So I tagged along.
Right.
I was just I worked remotely while I was down there. Thursday I worked really hard all day, and then Friday and Saturday I just sort of stayed in touch.
Yeah.
Nashville, Tennessee
Okay.
is the redneck Las Vegas. It's unbelievable. It is exactly like Las Vegas. It's loud. It's in some ways obnoxious. I mean, I would say one of the big differences is that it has a rich history as it relates to music, especially country music.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, but...
Wait. Nashville has connections with country music?
I also watched The Killer on Netflix.
Moving on.
Legas.
How was The Killer?
Do you remember we watched a trailer?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this movie's great.
Yeah.
This movie's going to be great.
Was it great?
And I was like, I would even book it. I would book it at
Would
the
you
theater.
have? Did you?
David,
No.
I kept waiting for something to happen.
And then
I will say this. I will say one thing about it. It was well done, and I like the way they organized the plot. It was a straight line plot, and it even had like chapter 1, this guy, and then the next scene it said chapter 2, this thing, and then the next chapter 3, this thing. But my problem is, and we haven't talked about this in a while, but I have a problem with it.
what's the problem with Penn?
With Penn. I have a problem. I'm going to tell you my problem. I have one problem with it.
Yeah.
We haven't talked. We talked about this years ago, but it hasn't really been a problem lately. But now it's a problem
Again.
with Penn.
With Penn.
Right. My problem with this.
With Penn.
Right.
Okay.
With this.
Yeah.
My problem with Penn. With
This
this.
Penn?
With Penn.
Okay.
My problem is this. This is my problem. My problem is
Do you have a problem with this?
this movie had the worst ending of all time.
Oh, no. All time.
It had the worst ending of all time. And as you're thinking, this can't possibly be the ending, the screen goes black and the credits roll. And
How dare they?
I felt like I wasted 2 hours of my life.
So the only thing that's killed was time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amy,
yeah.
Amy and I have been watching Lessons in Chemistry with Brie Larson.
Okay.
Which first of all, we love.
Okay.
And second of all, her character in Lessons in Chemistry is not far off from her character in the Marvels.
Okay.
I mean, obviously it's two different universes, literally.
Right.
But like they both have, like you were saying how in Miss Marvel's or in the Marvels, she's learning like how to be a mentor type of thing, or like how to respond to other human beings. And very much her brilliant persona in Lessons in Chemistry is frequently not in touch with the regular person. You know what I mean? She misses some social cues.
Right.
So I enjoyed watching the Marvels and seeing Brie Larson and seeing some of the similarities between those two characters. I also rewatched in its entirety one of the best movies ever made, The Big Lebowski.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, so good. And
Love
you know
The
what?
Big Lebowski.
Love it. And you know what I forgot that I loved about this movie?
What's that?
Among many little quotes? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
As the little blonde like assistant guy, and he's like, "We're really upset about this dude." like the Mr. Lebowski, the bad guy, he never calls him dude, but Philip Seymour Hoffman really buys into that.
Right.
He's like, "I hope this is not about the rogue dude. We're really not worried about the rogue." So good.
such a good movie.
Oh my
I
God.
love that movie. So I was down and out sick for a little bit. Here. That's why we missed last week. So I had a little bit of extra TV time. But aside from that, before I got sick, I saw The Holdovers.
Oh yeah.
And I really liked it. It's not as funny as the ads make it out to be. I don't want to say it's heartwarming as much as it's just like it felt like a warm movie, as in like real, with characters that changed and evolved.
Okay,
and
yeah.
like actual emotion.
I like that.
At the end, it's not like a feel-good ending, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, you like the characters.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. And if you like Sideways and movies like that, it's totally like worth seeing. And then there was a ton of people in the theater when I saw it too.
The movie's doing well.
Yeah. So, but I saw the whole rest. Then I discovered Stargate Atlantis is back on Prime, so I'm rewatching that. We didn't. Did we talk about Loki ending? We didn't talk about an ending.
No, I'm not. I didn't watch the ending.
Okay. Well, so let's wait.
Okay.
We'll have a Loki rehash.
Recap.
Yeah, after, because I think it's one of those things that like
We should talk about.
We could talk about.
Okay.
So we'll talk about Loki. I started watching Band of Brothers for the first time. This is a funny story. I'm like sitting there at the table. Tony Baloney's there, and I'm like, I started watching Band of Brothers. I don't get it. Like, it's just not. I watched one episode. I don't understand why it was such a big deal. I mean, it must get good because it was such a big deal. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, he pulls out his phone. He's like, well, you know, such and such a guy in the movie who's got this nickname. And I'm like, I must not gotten there yet. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, here's a picture of me and him. He's like, it's about guys from my division because he was a paratrooper. And he's like, yeah, they used to come and bring us beers at our, like, paratrooper get-togethers and stuff.
Shit.
He's like hanging out with the guys.
Tony.
Tony Baloney's like, I remember they told him, Spielberg and Tom Hanks guy came to our house and they want to do a movie about us. I'm like, oh man, look at you just showing off like that. Way to
Name
go, Tony
dropping.
Baloney. Yeah.
I didn't know we had famous listeners.
I know, right?
Jeez.
So Tony Baloney's a hero. That's all I can say. Jumping out of planes.
Yes, that's for sure. When Tony Baloney was jumping out of planes,
yeah,
did he have, like, you know how in Top Gun they have helmets, and then like on the helmet it says Maverick?
Oh.
Did my guy have a helmet that said Baloney on the front?
Oh my! I hope it did. I hope it said Baloney.
With all my might.
Fingers crossed.
And if it didn't, my new life mission is to get him a helmet.
If you could go back in time and change one thing, I would change the helmet. Tony's helmet would say Baloney. The last thing I want to talk about here is I watched Scott Pilgrim Takes Flight. Which, do you like the Scott Pilgrim movie?
No.
I can tell you're already bored.
No, not bored. It's like you with Jason Bourne. Like, I get that it's good and I get that people like it, but it didn't click for me. Like, I watched it and it had that.
I can respect that.
I was like, whatever.
Yeah. So this is an animated.
This is like the guy fights and it says pow, like zing. And
I think this might sound weird because I know sometimes you look at me and you're like, oh,
yeah,
clearly the same age as me.
Right.
But I'm actually a little bit younger.
You're less younger than me than you were the last time we did the show.
Because I definitely have age.
Yes.
Yeah, right. But I think this is more maybe like my era.
Gotcha. Yeah,
of like,
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because the guys who, when Scott Pilgrim came out, the movie, the guys that worked here who were significantly younger than me, they were going nuts for it.
Right.
They thought it was just God's gift to cinema.
I like that movie a lot. I wouldn't say it's God's gift to cinema, but I like it a lot.
Okay.
I read the books, and so Netflix put out a cartoon that's animated like the comic that it's based off of. I don't know if you know it was a comic before it was a movie.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I mean, only because everybody told me that. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of it.
Right. So I started watching it, and I was like, this just seems so drastically different. And then Scott dies in the first episode.
Oh.
Like it's exactly the same up until the first fight.
Yeah.
And then Scott dies.
Excellent.
And it's just this alternate universe. It's an alternate story of like, I mean, there's more to it. I don't want to spoil it for people who like Scott Pilgrim.
What platform is it on?
Netflix.
Nice.
But
Maybe I'll watch it.
I don't think you'll like, but maybe I don't think that if you didn't like the movie, but the whole idea is that like the first battle happens and Scott dies, and then it's about like Ramona trying to figure out like what happened and then reconciling with their exes, and because it's kind of funny, like he defeats her and he's like, well, that means I get you now, don't I beat him, so I get to date you. And she's like, what? No. He's like, well, what was the whole point of the evil league of exes then? Like, wait, what? If we don't get to date her, then why are we here? So, yeah, this is kind of like funny look at what would have happened. So, anyway, that's what's going on next week.
Big week.
Napoleon.
You're skipping right over something.
What am I skipping over?
Next week we're reviewing Napoleon, but between now and then,
It's Thanksgiving.
we're celebrating Thanksgiving.
Man,
Yeah.
you eating all the turkey?
No,
Oh, that's right. You don't do the meat.
I don't do the meat.
That's what I don't understand. Because in Scott Pilgrim, vegans have superpowers.
Yeah.
So I thought you would be all about it.
Maybe I should revisit it.
You're right. You realize your true potential.
Maybe I was blinded by the hamburger I was eating.
They can teleport from like places to place anywhere. So, all right. Well, you have a great vegan Thanksgiving with your family.
Thank you.
I'm going to eat some meat
Attaboy.
and think about how you're not eating it.
You should have two. You
Yeah.
should have twice for me.
I wasn't going to eat so much,
Right.
but someone's got to make up for Penn.
Right.
And my mom's like, don't you want any more Brussels sprouts? Penn's got that covered. I'll stick with the meat.
I got to say the kale salad coming.
We're partners in
right.
podcasting,
Yes.
so we split
Yes,
things up.
yes.
You know? So happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
If you want to be a part of the show next week, go ahead and shoot us an email. The best way to do that is podcast@penncinema.com.
Yeah.
But if you want to support the show, what are people doing?
Well, I was watching on the Today Show this morning.
Yeah.
That there's a new trend, a Thanksgiving trend. You know, normally when people go around Thanksgiving table and they say what they're grateful for, they say some stupid shit like my family and friends. You know,
No one believes that.
my children. Nah, come on. Everybody knows you're lying.
Yeah.
What you really want to say is, I'm grateful for the Penn Cinema podcast. And then your family and friends will be so touched by your candid honesty, it'll start a trend and everybody around the table will surely agree. And I'd like to change my answer too.
Yeah.
Previously I had said, I'm grateful for beating cancer. But now I would like to change my answer to the Penn Cinema podcast.
What I would love is if anyone does this over Thanksgiving to just have your phone on record.
Right.
And deadpan when it gets to you, I'm thankful for the Penn Cinema podcast, and then don't elaborate.
Right.
Refuse to go any further. I want to hear
See what happens.
everyone be like,
Yes.
What?
Well, I am grateful for the Penn Cinema podcast,
too.
and I will express that sincerely
Yeah.
for all of our listeners and for David and for the whole show and everything about it. So I dig it.
Awesome. All right. Well, once again, for the Penn Cinema podcast, I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. Take care and party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.
Nice. That was awesome.
Good. Yeah.
Great. I'm happy.
It's a cut.